Hello, hello. What's shaking? Um, we're gonna move Sunday style, and um, I don't know what it's gonna be like yet, but we're just gonna do it. And you will need a little piece of wall so that you can climb up it eventually, maybe. And we'll just start. Um, let's actually just start exactly like this in a nice deep squat. You can have the heels lifted and the paws connected nice and strong with the glutes mounding wide behind. You can land your fingertips down and just take your knees side to side like little TikTok style. Hmm. Hey, fix your paws, face them directly forward, keep the knees bent and take a forward fold. Let yourself hang. You want to keep the femurs rooting wide. The paws can resist wide, and just find a softness through your torso, a little sway maybe. Hey, resist your paws wide, so the toes are connected, the paw is connected. I'm going to sweep the arms wide, reverse swan dive all the way up to the sky. Stretch your arms up, 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 and bend into the knees. Start to reach for the stars, a little shifting side to side, reaching into the side body. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears and move from the under rib. And creating like this little climber, shifting side to side. Okay. Release your arms and give your shoulders some rolls, going in one direction. And then switch your rolls and take those the other way. Reach your arms forward, press the arms ahead of the shoulder, and begin to glide your ribs side to side. Feel the low ribs, the ones sort of connecting the lowest. Feel them rise and widen to the side. Keep the shoulders soft, the elbows slightly bent. There's this quality of floating and flying. A little spring in the knee, the hips rooting wide. The chin is lifted and the throat is open. Wrap yourself in a big hug, touching opposite shoulders, and begin to explore space. So you can really just kind of go inside here. I close my eyes a lot in my practice to just really feel. Allow the ribs to expand as you move from side to side. There is opportunity to curl forward, wrapping the chin into the chest, and feeling the presence through the back, low ribs. And there's opportunity to rise the elbows up side to side. And as we lift the elbows up, you'll get a deeper stretch into the side body. Release your arms. Narrow your heels. Deep squat, hips back. Take the fingertips back forward, and little tick-tock, knees side to side. Okay, walk your hands far enough forward that you can pivot both your feet and your knees towards the left side. So you're kind of like in this little crouchy twist. Plant your right hand down and extend your left arm long, big stretch into the side. Think about rooting the hips back and rising into the left ribs. Option to take your left hand to your right forearm, root wide, and just open into the spine. Take a breath and breathe. Allowing the breath to move the ribs. One more breath. Okay. Plant the left hand. Spin both feet towards the right. Root your hips wide in this squatty twist, and take your right arm big, stretch long. Feel the whole right side body extend. Option to take your right hand, catch the left forearm, and sort of try and creep yourself underneath of your arm so that you rise and extend into the right side body. Breathe. And let your breath be the thing that expands you into the right side ribs here. And come back through center. Hands plant down. Walk your feet back into hands and feet. The feet can land as wide as your hips or as wide as your mat, whatever feels right. And the wrists land ahead of the shoulders. Take a big bend into the knees. Root your hips wide up and high, and then press down the mat to broaden through the back heart. Feel your shoulder blades expand. And take a couple of pulses forward and back here. Hips root wide as the heart stretches forward. Externally rotate your right hand, twist toes and knees to the left. Knees bend forward and the hips root wide. Take a big lift, rainbow rise into your left side. Lift the chin. Find length through your whole central channel. Open. And take left arm, big stretch forward and long. The knees resist wide and hips root back. Big stretch. Left hand to right forearm. Keep your hips tacking back wide and high, and rotate into the ribs. The right ribs, the low ribs under here, revolve upwards. Hold the bind. Left foot slides behind, step back cat. Pivot the right toes to the top left corner of the mat. Bend the knees, root the hips wide, and take a spiral open into your side. Peeling open, root wide, open into the side. And take one more pulse. Open. Yeah. And then we'll release the bind. The left foot is going to step back behind the left hand. Lower your right knee down to the mat. Lighten the fingertips and take a couple of pulses forward and back. If you need a block here, you're welcome to connect into a block so that you can keep your spine aligned, the lumbar moving in a little bit, and the heart full. Use the left paw, press down, drag back, and really feel the connections into the inner groin, into the inseam of the leg. Option to find a little bit more exploration here. So you can glide back onto the heel, can come all the way forward. So deep, deep sort of squat forward and back into the side and back and forward. Okay. Plant your left foot down, tuck the right toes behind you, and pick up your butt. In a tribal, like a staggered lunge here, staggered tribal lunge, you're going to take the left forearm up to the top of the left thigh, root your right butt back and wide, and big stretch, reach the right arm forward and long. Connect your right fist to the crown of the head. Resist your paw back as you stretch your crown into the hand. Root back, root wide, big extension, feel the central channel lengthen. Hold the lightness underneath of the left ribs. Opening the gaze, looks forward. Take one more pulse. Cool. Deep squat into the right knee, extend through the left leg. Right fingertips land just underneath of the right knee. Resist your left heel down, drag back, and take a big stretch. The left arm reaches back. Soften the shoulder away from the ear. Lift the chin and open the throat. You can take your left hand and catch underneath of the right ribs. With the hips rooting back and wide, lift and twist the ribs just a little bit. And then stretch long, open. Take one more breath here. And then walk your hands back. Plant the hands down forward of the left foot. I'm going to shift the weight into the left foot. Right leg lifts open to the side. Root your left femur back. Snug your right knee in towards your belly. Strong press of the ground away, eyes forward. Take a couple of hops. Hitch kick side to side. So these can be low, just shifting the paw side to side. These can get a little higher, keeping the knees at a 90-degree. Or these can get super light, push strong, eyes forward, move with your hips. The legs are just along for the ride. Resist your hands into the mat to land light with the paw. Okay. Step back 2 feet to the mat. Narrow your heels into a deep squat, little tick-tock of the knees side to side. Okay. We'll take the left hand just back behind and stretch into the right side. And then we'll switch the right hand back behind and stretch into the left side. And then we'll take the left hand back behind. And drop your right knee down towards the left side and take a big stretch. Reach the right arm long. And then come back. Right hand to the right side of the mat. Left knee drops down towards the left side of the mat. And the left arm stretches back. Come back. 2 hands forward. Land them down. Step back, step back. Let's lower the knees. Untuck the toes. Press the top of the foot down into the mat and drag back just a little bit. And then find a couple of glides of your ribs side to side. As you glide your left ribs wide towards the left side, and drop your right ear towards right shoulder, curl your chin in and press down the mat. And then take it the other way, right ribs glide wide, left ear to left shoulder, curl chin in and press down the mat. And slide wide And keep going at your own pace. Okay, find some stillness. We'll align the spine and press down the mat nice and strong, so we're holding the broadness through the shoulder blades. Instead of a collapse, we want to feel full and expanded on the back. The top of the foot, we can use it to drag the hips back. Let your belly soften and tone as the hips root wide. The knees press down and out to the side. Begin to pulse forward and back, slide wide, and then carry your heart forward. There's a bit of a tug of war here that the hips are pulling back as the heart is stretching forward, trying to create this tension and tone in the belly. Like a recoiling, a spring load action. Okay, sit your hips way back. Peel your right knee open to the side. Place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the left foot out just a little bit. Sit your bum back and wide towards your heel and peel open into the right side. Slide the hips back and wide. Soft belly rise into the right side ribs. Okay, we'll take the right hand, connect it to the left ribs. Root your hips back and open into a spiral twist. Lift and twist. Slide the hips back. Lift and twist into the ribs. Sit back and open into your twist. Stretch your right arm forward and long. Lengthen through the whole right side. Big reach extension. And then connect your right hand to the front of your right thigh. Pick up your foot, open leg to the side. Press your knee forward into the resistance of your hand. Feel your hips slide wide. Keep the belly long. Lift into the chin and take a couple of pulses forward and back. So the knee pulls forward and the hips slide wide. And then we spring the heart forward. Keep a little micro bend in your left elbow and find lightness underneath of the left ribs. Lift the chin out of the throat. Okay, find some stillness. Right foot steps back behind, a kneeling back cat. You're gonna sort of snuggle the right ankle behind the left ankle. Root your hips back towards your heel. Big stretch, right arm reaches long, open. Connect single crown, right fist to the crown of the head. Press, stretch as the hips root back. Slide wide, keep the belly long. Big reach, open. Take one more. Okay, release your right hand back, unlink your ankle and come back into all fours, hands and knees. Take a few undulations of your spine, rooting the hips wide into a ripple forward. And the hips slide back into your curl forward. Root the hips wide, press the knees down and out to the side, curl forward. Okay. Find some stillness. Take two fists forward. You want to angle in your arms so the wrists are definitely ahead of the shoulders. You're going to push your fists into the mat, curl your chin into your chest and find full broadening through the back. Take your ribs for a little slide side to side. And hold the fullness and awareness on the back of your heart. Root your hips back, lift your chin. Resist your fists back towards your knees and search for the toning of the belly. This pressing down, filling in the back heart as you lengthen into the belly. The hips resist back and the fists resist back towards the knees. Lift your chin and embody the little mermaid energy blasting up onto the rock. And take one more. Okay, we'll sit back and just take a pause, hands to the tops of the thighs. We're going to use the wall to climb up, forearm climb up. So you're going to just sort of walk yourself back a little bit so that your feet are kind of like on the wall. And you're going to take 2 forearms down and the elbows land underneath of the shoulders. And the elbows are narrow, not wider than your shoulders, even slightly more narrow than your shoulders. Now press the forearms into the mat. So you don't want to be collapsed here. You want to be nice and strong in the back, really pressing the forearms down to inflate. And then you're going to maybe widen your feet, widen your knees if you need a little space here. And you're going to send your bum up and start to walk up, walk up. Now the feet land to the wall and the knees stay at a 90 degree. So you don't need to be taking your legs up. We'll just keep them connected. Use your feet to push the wall away. Send the hips away from the wall. Keep your forearms pressing strong. You can release your head and just look at the wall. Look at your feet maybe. Breathe, forearms pressing strong. Open long belly. Take one more breath. And then walk yourself back down. Land your feet, wide knees. Connect the toes behind you. Walk your arms forward, child's pose. Okay, connect into your hands. A little grippiness and roll your spine forward. Fix your knees underneath of you. Maybe scoot yourself a little bit away from the wall and press strong into the mat, broaden into your back. Tuck the toes, lift your knees and rise up into hands and feet. Take a couple of pedals with your heels, extending into the back line of the leg. Maybe this pedal turns into a little knee knock, shifting the hips, finding this weave and wind into the belly. Okay, find some stillness. Ground down through the paws. Little snuggle of the toes into the mat. Bend your knees and slide your hips wide and high. Extend the back line of the leg. Externally rotate the left hand. Twist your toes and knees to the right. Bend your knees forward. Root your hips wide. Rise, lift, and lengthen into the right side. Find your pulses here. The paws resist back. The knees resist wide energetically. Lift the chin and open the throat. Take a big stretch. Reach your right arm long, lengthen through the whole right side. Big stretch, reaching, opening into your rainbow. And connect your right hand to the left forearm. Keep the hips rooting wide and high and work into a spiral. And the left ribs revolve upwards as we rise into the right side. Keep your left groin rooting back as you spin the ribs. Hold your bind. The right foot slides back behind. Pivot the left toes to the top right corner of the mat. The knees bend, the hips root wide. Continue to spiral open. Lift the chin out of the throat. Keep rooting the hips wide. Take one more big stretch. Open into your pulse. And then coming back, release your bind. The right foot lands behind the right hand. Lower the left knee down. Untuck your left toes and begin to glide your hips forward and back. You can keep your fingertips connected or invite in a block. And you want to think about the right paw is like sticky, like glue to the mat. And you can use that resistance, digging in and dragging back to connect into the inner lines of your right leg. There's space to explore here, everywhere, really. But here you're welcome to glide back onto the heel, connect into the engagement of the inner ankle. And you're welcome to find a deep squat forward. Back, maybe to the side, and back and forward. Make it your own. Move in a way that feels intuitive and delicious to you. Right, we'll tuck the back toes. Lift your bum up. Staggered lunge in tribal lunge position. Take a couple of pulses forward and back. And keep the hips rooting wide. Think about rooting your right femur back into the hip socket. Toes are connected, resisting wide, connecting into the engagement of your legs. And you'll rise up, right forearm connects to the top of your right thigh. You're going to find a lightness underneath of the right ribs. Root your hips wide. The left arm stretches forward and long. Connect the left fist to the crown of the head and resist your head into your hand. Root back and peel open. Use the left paw, dig down, drag back to open into the side. Open into the length through your whole central channel. And the gaze can begin to look forward and long. Take one more pulse. Yeah, and then we'll just take a deep squat into the left knee, slide back into a cheetah lunge, extension through the right leg, connect your heel, dig down and drag back. The left fingertips can land underneath of the left knee and stretch your right arm back. Walls are in the way. Now soften the shoulder away from the ears, lift your chin out of the throat. Option to take a little sneaky grab, so taking the right hand, catching underneath of the left ribs, little subtle lift and twist, and then reach. Breathe. One more breath. And then walk yourself back. Hands can plant ahead of your right foot. You're going to keep your right foot weighted. The left leg lifts open to the side. The right femur roots back and wide, and the left knee snugs in towards the belly. Push the ground away super strong. Eyes look forward and take a couple of hops side to side. Imagine you're moving with the butt, so painting a rainbow with your bum. And keep your knees at a 90-degree so that you're staying in control. Strong push down to lift up. Okay. Land down, 2 feet to the ground. Wash your knees side to side. We'll take that little squatty twist again. So toes and knees twist towards the left. Right hand plants down a little bit away from you and stretch your left arm long. Mm. And then left hand plants down. Twist toes and knees towards the right side. Deep bend into the knees. And big stretch open. Back through center. Lower your bum down behind you. Walk your feet just a little bit away from you. Hands can plant behind you. And wash your knees side to side. Okay, the next time the knees land towards the left, you're going to walk your hands behind you. Tuck your toes, little sneaky tuck, and lift your bum up into some little cross legs. And bend your knees wide, and then a little extension. Bend the knees wide, and a little extension. One more. Untwist and drop your bum. Hand back, wash your knees side to side. The next time that your knees land towards the right, keep them there. Walk your hands back behind you towards the right side. You're going to a little sneaky tuck your toes behind you. Pick up your bum and twist. Little twisted legs. Bend your knees wide and extend. IT stretch. Couple more. Bend into an extension. One more. Hey, lower your bum back down. Take your hands behind your thighs and walk your feet a little bit away from you so that you're kind of just supported here. And we're going to lift, lengthen your belly long, open the chin. And take a full breath here. And then let yourself round back. Feel the pelvis tilt into a tuck and fill into the back chin in. Let yourself hang into the shoulder blades. And then lift it up. Anterior tilt of the pelvis, lengthen the belly, lift the chin, big breath into extension. And then curl it back. And tuck of the tail, rounding into the spine, curl in, hang heavy. And tip the pelvis, lengthen the belly, open through the heart, lift the chin, rise up, big breath in. And then curl it back. Tilt the pelvis, rounding all the way back. Okay. Lift back up one last time, lengthening through the belly. Reaching big inhale, rises your crown high. Yeah, and then curl back. Okay, make sure the wall's not behind you and let yourself roll all the way back. Cool. And if the wall is too close, the wall might be a little too close to me, just like shuffle your way away from the wall. And lift your knees up. Well, first, take your feet to the ground and lift your bum and just place it back down. And so that we just realign the spine, invite length into the belly and a little lift into the lumbar spine. And then reach your arms up, reach your knees into the air at a 90 degree. We'll take an active twist, knees halfway to the right, arms halfway to the left. When you get to this space, extend long like you're reaching for opposite corners of the room so that you feel your whole body light up into this tension and tone. The heels are energetically reaching away. The belly is lengthening and the arms are stretching long. Lift the chin, open the throat, and feel this whole lit up system of tensegrity. Bring it back, knees to the left, arms to the right. Take a big stretch, reach to open. Lengthening, arms reaching long, the chin is lifted, and energetically the heels are stretching away. Oh, we're keeping this like integrity in the joints, so little slight bends into the knees. The belly is strong and long. And bring it back, knees to the right, arms to the left. Take a big stretch, reach long. Lengthening through your whole body. Light up, lit up, lighted, lit up. And back, and knees to the left, arms to the right, big stretch. Lift the chin, reach through the heels. Feel this floating quality, your whole body stretching strong and long. And then bring it back through center. Get your hands to your knees and just take a couple of rocks side to side. Okay, catch your behind your thigh and start to roll on your spine. Love the wall and it's a little bit in my way. Okay, next time you roll, plant your feet, plant your hands, take a hop, land down, plant your bum, roll back, plant the feet, plant the hands, take a hop, plant the feet, plant the bum, roll back. Plant the feet, plant the hands, hop. Plant the feet, plant the hands, roll back. Take one more. And we'll land on the feet. And take a little fold, bend into the knees, belly towards the thighs, little rock of your body. Okay. Walk your hands back towards your feet and then walk your feet back and then walk your hands back and then walk your feet back. Widen your stance so that your feet are about a foot away from the wall. And you can bend into your knees and take your butt to the wall. Now, if you have some, first option will be no fear and relatively open hamstrings, and this is that option. So feet are about a foot away, the butt can touch the wall, plant your hands underneath of your shoulders, and then creep your heart forward to remove your bum from the wall. So was here, now we're gonna come forward, push down, super strong, eyes forward, and then start to walk up the wall. The feet can land Press the paw into the wall and send your hips back away from the wall. Keep pressing the mat away. You can release your head and take your eyes to your feet or to the wall. You can move your legs if you want, pushing the ground away, and press the paw into the wall to extend into the leg and send the bum away from the wall, lengthen into the belly. If you have some fear, you'll start with the hands further away. So kind of moving from a hands and feet position. Now, you'll start here. Again, find your heart, press the mat away, and then you start to walk up, walk up, walk up. Now, when you get here, you will have to walk your hands back. So walk back, walk back, walk back, until you can send the bum past the heart. And that's when it's going to feel beautifully open in the belly, a little bit lighter than if you are hands forward, where you can't really get your butt past your heart. Okay, so play with that maybe for a moment or so. If you need to come down, just give your wrists a little If you're feeling pretty good walking up the wall, you can play with some heart hops up to the wall, and I'll show what that looks like. So you will stand with your bum to the wall, and the hands are going to press strong underneath of the shoulders. You're going to sweep your legs wide towards the center. And so it looks like this. Something to play with if you want. Okay, when that feels good for you, just take a pause. You can land on your knees and maybe rest the back of the hand on the top of the thigh and take a pause to breathe. And give your wrists a little roll. Okay. Walk your hands forward into hands and knees. The wrists ahead of the shoulders. Press down the mat to inflate through the back. The chin is lifted out of the throat. Slide the hips wide, feel your belly lengthen, and the knees can press down and out to the side. Begin to pulse forward a bit and back. Again, maintaining the alignment of the spine and working to stretch into the belly. Sit your hips way back and peel your left knee open to the side. Place your paw to the mat. Kickstand the right foot out just a little bit. Slide your bum back and wide. Peel open into the left side. The hips root back. The belly is soft. Rise the space underneath of the left armpit. The chin is lifted and the throat is open. Big stretching. You can use the left paw, dig down to root the hips back. Okay, connect your left hand to the underneath of your right ribs. Root your hips wide and lift and twist the ribs. Little spiral. Sit back into a twist. Lifting and twisting through the ribs. Root the hips back into your twist. Take a big stretch. Reach the left arm forward and long. Pressing, stretching, reaching long. And then connect your left hand to the front of the left thigh. Oh, pick up your foot, open leg to the side. Press your knee forward into the resistance of your hand. Find a little pulse here. Hips slide back and then the heart springs forward. And keep a lightness underneath of the right ribs. Lift the chin out of the throat and let the bum slide back towards the heel as the knee moves forward. Okay. Find some stillness and step your left foot back behind. So the left ankle snuggles behind the right ankle. They kind of make a little connection. And then sit your bum back towards your heel and big stretch open. Single crown. Left fist to the crown of the head. Root back into a stretch. Reach open. Root back. Press long. One more pulse. And then release your hand back down, unlink your ankle, and come back into all fours. Now cross your legs behind you so that you can walk your bum back and sit on your bum. Now, extend your left leg out to the side. Keep your right foot just snuggled into the inner thigh. And use your left heel, dig down, drag back. Hold a little bit of a pocket underneath of the left knee, and fingertips can land on either side of the extended leg. So the first variation is right here. Length through your spine. You can energetically resist your fingertips back as your heel digs down and drags back, and this should feel quite connected. If you would rather make this more passive, you're welcome to soften into a fold. Any amount of fold that feels good for you. If you can connect your hands to your feet, you can do a couple of things. You can place your hands to your heel and feel your heel press into your hands. Or you can place your hands to your paw and resist your paw into your hands at the same time. Create like a little push pocket into the center of the paw. You could also just give your foot a little massage. So tacoing it forward. And just sort of expanding through the top line of the foot. Okay, whether you are folded or not, we're just going to release that and take the left hand to the inside edge of the left foot. Reach your right arm up and arc over towards your extended leg. Now, this might be a perfect place for you to stay. Maybe you like a little bit more, so you can take maybe you have some more space in your left leg, left hammy. You can take your left forearm down to the ground beside your left leg and reach up and arc up and over. Maybe you still have more space, and I'll just shift a little bit to show. Maybe you have more space still, and you can maybe catch your toes. And maybe this left hand reaches for the right knee. And if you catch this foot and you can feel the top of it, press the top of the foot back into your hand. It's like they're pushing against each other. And you'll get a deeper stretch into your right side. And then feel the spiral action, like the ribs are twisting. You could even take that little sneaky underneath of the ribs and twist. Breathe here. And then release and lift yourself all the way up. We'll switch sides. Little ninja switch. If you need to fix your bum, pull it out from underneath of you, you can. And with the Right heel will dig down and drag back. Fingertips can land on either side of the extended leg. And with the fingertips, you can drag your fingertips back towards your pelvis so that you lengthen into the belly, lift the chin. So this is a more active space where we're maintaining an alignment through the spine. If you would like to make this more passive, you're welcome to fold. And again, if you have this beautiful opportunity to connect in with your foot, you can take your hands to your heels and feel like your heel is kicking out into your hand. So give a little resistance there, and that will fire up pretty strong into the back line of the leg. And there's also the connection of the paw, where you could do the same thing, but now it's like a little bit of a gas pedal action that the paw presses into the hand. And you can also just give your foot a massage. And there's like this curling inwards into the pocket of your paw. We're sort of expanding and softening the top of the foot while we work to pocket inwards in the paw of the foot. If you're folded, we're all just gonna like lift up and place the right hand to the inside edge of the right thigh. And the left arm is gonna stretch up, bend over. And this might be a perfect place to stay if you're feeling a lot through your left side. If you have a little more space, you can take your forearm down, lift and reach. So you wanna think about rising into these ribs, lift the chin out of the throat. Maybe this hand can catch the toes. Maybe the right hand can catch the left knee. And so this gets pretty deep. And again, if you catch the top of the foot, you can resist the top of the foot into your hand. And then there's also that little spiral. You could even catch your ribs and gentle, ever so subtle, gentle twist. Deep twisting, deep opening. One more breath. Okay, release whatever you've caught and press yourself up. You're going to just move yourself away from the wall so that you can catch behind your thigh again and roll back. And let's just place the feet to the mat, lift the bum, land it back down. You can take your hands wherever you want to. Sometimes it's nice for them to just be up back here or to the belly or whatever. And wash your knees side to side. The next time that your knees land to the right, leave them there. And take your right ankle, cross it over top of the left thigh. Option to stay here. Option to guide your left foot up beside your left hip so that the top of the foot lands and you kind of work into a pretty strong quad stretch. Lift the chin out of the throat. And deep breathing. Release your foot from beside your bum and unlink your ankle and just wash your knees side to side. And the next time the knees land towards the right, the left, leave them towards the left. Option to link your ankle on top of the right thigh. And this could be a place you stay, and also option to do the same thing as the other side if you did it, where you guide your right foot, the top of the foot, to the mat as you snuggle your right heel towards your right bum. Just moving into a bit of a quad stretch, and I float a little bit here, a little bit of floating for me, but that's okay. As long as it's not hurting your knees or anything really crunchy, then just it's chill. It's chill. Deep breathing. And kind of just let gravity and these connections do their magic. Release your heel from beside your bum and just unlink your ankle. You can take your hands to your feet, happy baby, and just find some freedom here. Move as you wish. You can extend both legs to a side. You can bend into your knees, little ninja chop. As you're ready, extend your legs long. And take your hands to your bum and spread your cheeks. And give yourself a big love hug. Lift the shoulders, broaden. Take your arms out to the side, palms up or down, you can decide. Lift your chin out of the throat. Take a deep, full breath in. And exhale, let go. Some heel rocking to rock the whole body is here for you if you like. And just sort of tap into your parasympathetic nervous system, the defragmentation of the body. And then land in stillness. And land with your breath. And let each exhale soften you, melt you a little bit more grounded into the mat. And please stay. You have space to rest. Let's see what I can read to you. Magic book says, you are worth finding, worth knowing, worth loving. You in all your 1,000,000 layers. This is from Daniel Dobie. I love you. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Peace.